Hello and welcome to my hobby bench and another episode of Engine Talk. So today I've got several different things I'm going to show and tell a little bit about. And the first thing is, if you look on my bench here, let's ignore this engine and these propellers for the moment. If you look here, this just came in the mail. I just got the mail today, and several things came in the mail. 3 things came in the mail. So if you recall the last episode of Engine Talk, I believe it was, when I was talking about the BX1 engine and that new in-box OS 90 FSR engine that I picked up. And I was saying that it didn't come with a high-speed needle valve. Well, I was probably in the process of editing that video when I was searching for a high-speed needle. And I did happen to find one. I found it from Hop Me Up on eBay. I purchased that needle, and then I went to the seller and said, hey, this engine didn't come with a high-speed needle, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out this seller is the widow of the modeler whose engines and stuff she's selling. She's like, well, I didn't know. I apologize. I said, well, I didn't know either until I saw, you know, the engine in hand. I didn't see it, that it was missing the high-speed needle in the images. So she's like, well, let me make it right. She's like, here's a picture. She sent me a picture, and I put that picture up on the, I believe I put it up, of what she sent, the picture of all these high-speed needles that she had. Well, one of the pictures was of this package here. And that's the one I said, yep, that looks like the high-speed needle for this engine. So she sent me the entire package, which was cool, but there's some strange things in this package. And I'm going to zoom in just a hair more here because it does look to be the correct high-speed needle. I'll kind of compare that to that one in the package. But then it has some long threaded, it has a Woodruff key, which I don't know if that's the right Woodruff key for that engine or not. It might be, but then it has these long threaded, I don't know, just long threaded rods, set screws for something. I don't know what those would be for. I don't know that they would go in the front drive hub of that engine, because it has pins in there. So I don't know what those things are. So anyway, but I haven't opened this package up yet, but I think you can see pretty clearly here. I'm going to put this one right next to it. I think you can see that, sure enough, those do look like the exact same high-speed needle. So now I have 2 high-speed needles. One I didn't pay, well, I did pay for this one. It came in the form of the engine, and it just came a little bit later, and then this one, of course. So anyway, I'm good there with high-speed needles on that engine for that 7D carb. And I thank everybody that offered high-speed needles to me, Harvey and Leo, and there were maybe one other person even came forward and said, hey, I got a high-speed needle if you need it. And I appreciate those offers. Thank you very much. It turns out I didn't really need to buy one, but you know, I'll throw it in my part stash and we'll keep it for another time. So the next item up for bids on The Price is Wrong, no, joke, is this engine that I picked up. I went to the what are they called? Winnebago RC Flyers swap meet at the EAA Nature Center Pavilion yesterday, and just on the thought that maybe I'd be able to pick up another low, inexpensive engine, and I did. And it turns out that this is one of those engines that I have shown on the channel one time, but only a quick look. I didn't do any runs with it. This is an Aviastar 46. Now this is an engine, it's an ABC engine made in China. It's an engine that was marketed and brought into the country by SIG Manufacturing. And I saw a thread on RC Universe where it was a thread dated 2009, and they were saying they just bought this. So I don't know how long these came, how long this company was in existence, but probably not all that long. But I did have an Aviastar 150 2-stroke engine, and that was just an incredible engine. It was just incredible. You have to go back and check out the videos on that, because that was a really awesome engine. Now this engine here is new, although it looks like the throttle arm has been drilled out to accept something, but it does seem, I was told it was new, and of course this has not ever been, is loose, so it hasn't been torqued on there. So if I pull all of this off, I haven't ever even taken the exhaust off. Yeah, I'd say that looks pretty new. So these things are characteristically, it's an ABC, true ABC, so it's super tight. I mean, obviously I'm not going to be able to turn it over like that, and I really wouldn't want to, but I do want to see, it has this glow plug installed in here. It looks like an OS number 8. Well, it looks like an OS plug. We'll see what the designation is. No, it's a 4-stroke plug. It's an F plug. So I don't understand why that would be installed in a 2-stroke engine, but it is. So let me get that thing out of there. That's a used plug. I hope that's. Looks like this engine is still new. It passes the sniff test. So yeah, that's a new engine. Why somebody throw an old 4-stroke plug in there, I have no idea. So the other thing that I got from the swap meet, which is not an engine, but it's kind of interesting, is that I picked up, there was a guy there that had a whole bunch of larger props. And for the life of me, I'm not understanding exactly why I picked the ones that I did now, because I got all 3 of them are the same prop, or same size and pitch. They're 20 by 8. One is a top flight wood prop. One is a $15 APC prop, and keep in mind I paid like $1.50 for each of these. And this is a 16.8, and then I got a nice Zor prop, which is another 16.8. Where does it say here? Yeah, 16.8. So I don't. In retrospect, he had like a 2010, and I'm kind of wishing I'd picked that up. But there was another guy starting to drool over the props at the same time I was, but this fellow was selling just nothing but large props. So the next thing that we're going to talk about here is also just came in the mail. This has been a long time since I've done one of these things, and you may be asking, why am I opening the bottom of the box? I figure this is just as easy to open the bottom of the box and not expose the name and address of the person that sent it to me. But so this came in the mail today. It's an engine, obviously. Well, maybe it's not obvious to you, but it will be soon. That looked quite nice in the ad. So this is probably one. I'm not sure if this is one I'm going to keep, or if it just needs some refurbishment or what. But it's an engine that I have had on my channel only one other time, I believe, and it really didn't get a whole lot of coverage. There were very few videos of it, and it's actually one of the most common OS 4-stroke engines there is, and that's kind of why I wanted to actually have this and do some videos with it, because here it is. This is the, oh yeah, now I'm zoomed out way too far here. This is the ever popular OS FS70 Surpass. Now the ad said lightly used, and it feels like it was lightly used and not oiled, because it's pretty tight. I mean, but if you look at it, it does look like it's in really good condition here. I always like to look at the prop hub and see if I see any evidence of bad abuse, and it doesn't look too bad. But I mean, look at this. I mean, even the prop washer or nuts don't really look, unless they're brand new, they don't look like, because typically after you touch one of these things with a wrench, it has a little mark on it. These look rather pristine. I can't recall off the top of my head, and of course they were on there wrong, but I can't recall. Yes, it does have a Woodruff key, so I don't know if I'm going to just pull that off, since it's got at least one run on it. Let me see if I can shine a light in here. It's got a little bit of carbon that I see on that exhaust valve, but I mean, overall, this engine is in good shape, except for the fact that it's missing the breather nipple, which is, that's not good at all. I would like to have that. That's a required part of this engine. So here you go. Anybody has a OS vent, I could use one, because I'm certain I don't have those types of things on hand. But you know, this engine looks like it's in really good shape. Maybe I'll be doing a look inside. Maybe I'll just be heating it up and doing a run with it. I don't know. It's second week of October, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to get to be running engines. It's just, you just never really know here. Here's our high-speed needle, and this exhaust looks pretty clean. So I mean, I think this looks like it's a really, really nice engine that maybe was run one time and then just kind of taken off of whatever stand it was on and just let sit, and it's just kind of gunked up. But it is kind of puzzling as to why this vent isn't there. I'm looking, doesn't look like it's been broken off or anything. It looks like somebody just took it off. It's almost like maybe somebody ran this thing and then said, oh, I need the breather for another engine, and they took it off of this one. And then, because there was no mention of that in the ad, so this carb is pretty stiff too. So anyway, now I guess I'm going to be on the search for one of these things, because I'd like to have a stock one that threads properly in there and not something that isn't. So maybe my buddy Jeremy's got one. I'll reach out to him and see what he's got. But anyway, so that concludes our, let's zoom out here one more time, our engine talk video for today, and an update on the FSR high-speed needle thing.